What did you think about today's race?
Was good.
It was good? It was good. All right, you heard it here. That was a good race. Hey.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How you doing?
Good.
Oh, are you talking to them?
No.
Okay, that's good. Phew.
That's weird.
Ouch, everybody. Ow.
Got my phone on silent. Because remember last time.
Yeah. Also,
It's pretty bad.
it's going to be loud upstairs because
Yeah, that's fine though. That's why. Fine.
they're
It's
working
okay.
on my stairs. By they, I mean my wife. We're redoing them. So. And Beauty and the Beast is playing upstairs.
That's true. It's really loud. So we're probably gonna go. We're gonna be like, and this week I'm like Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, well,
So-
you know. You're just here. Tell us old as time. Like that.
No, Beauty and the Beast.
That is Beauty and the Beast.
No, the song. The part of the song they'll hear is Beauty and the Beast.
Take it away, Mike. Mike, what do you have to say about today? You know, if you actually look in there, you can see the actual microphone itself.
Yeah.
It's just that this whole thing is a cage. In there,
It's like a.
it's really tiny. Like if we were to take this off, we could clip that to our shirt, and it'd just be a lapel. But you know. All right.
Anyway, let's get to the intro. Dude.
Let's do it. Okay, ready? On the count of 9.
Okay.
Yo!
Gentlemen, start your engines.
Okay.
Not really count to 9, but
Well, you know.
I feel like these cars are just roll too forward. But
You know what? Chase Elliott's number is 9.
just never realized that.
Yep. All right. Welcome to Shifting Gears.
We have 5 different gears we're gonna go through. 5 different topics we're gonna talk about. Let's go ahead and get to the first one.
All right. Shifting right into the first gear here, I want to talk about John Hunter Nemechek, actually.
Yes. Truck Series driver.
The Truck Series race, just because he said something this week that kind of frustrated me a little bit, and I just want to get it off my chest. So, with like the second to last restart, he goes into turn too hard, and gets into Tanner Gray, one of them. It's either Taylor or Tanner, I can't remember which one. Anyway, 17 truck. And
Underdog.
spins him out. Yeah, it's basically an underdog. He hasn't won yet. Spins him out, which, hard racing, whatever, happens. Mistakes were made, it's fine. Then the next restart, somebody gets up into him. He gets in the wall, loses a ton of spots. But his comments after the race is what kind of frustrated me a little bit. Didn't acknowledge that he got into anybody. Didn't care. All he cared about was the fact that he got walled. And I'm sorry for if you hear background noises. Like I said, they were doing some work upstairs. Anyway, he just...
What are you doing?
We're filming a video. What are you doing?
I poked my finger.
Are you okay?
It was bleeding.
Come here. Oh, you shoved it in my mouth. How you feel now?
So do you think your mom watches these videos?
Maybe. She's a Cowbush fan, so
Probably not.
she doesn't like our take on anything.
That's true.
Ladies and gentlemen, my wife.
Sorry, I gotta go through the tunnel.
Under the tunnel?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The tunnel outside?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we have that.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, my dog.
Oh, hi.
Hey, Rose.
Where's he?
Oh, she's almost peed. Almost. Got a little too excited.
You gotta like this. Hey, Chaz. Okay, hurry.
We're just introducing them to everybody, are we?
One at a time. Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, my daughter. This is Kiara. Say hi.
Hi.
Go, Rosie.
Rosie, go with mom. And my son, Zachariah. A second. I want to interview Zachariah for a second. Let's see. All right.
Sorry.
Let's go to the mic. I just want to see something. What do you think about today's race?
Where's it gonna go?
Good.
It was good? All right. You heard it here. That was a good race.
We can just end the video there. That was a good race.
What's feeding the bee?
All right, go see mama. That was my family. I'm glad you guys got to meet them. Kiara is actually in the intro.
Yeah.
And that's it. I didn't include my rest of my family.
No, yes, you did. Didn't you? Mean,
Oh yeah, I guess you did because
because then my wife, Chastity.
yeah, that's true. That's true. That's my
Maybe-
sister-in-law.
Maybe one day y'all meet her too. She's not here.
He's my sister-in-law.
No,
Yeah.
he's my uncle.
How does that work?
I don't know. Anyway.
All right. Anyway, so distractions aside now, John Hunter Nemechek said, sometimes you're the bug, sometimes you're the windshield, and tonight we were the bug. And I just thought, really what you should say is, hey, I spun the guy out. Karma came back and hit me, and that's what it is.
Yeah, at that point you're like,
But-
I kind of deserve that because you.
Yeah.
But
And the reason I don't like this because he's trying to get back into a cup ride, and I think he could deserve a cup ride talent-wise. I think he's a good enough driver where I think he could do stuff talent-wise, but immaturity-wise, if you're gonna act like that, then you're just gonna be hated among the peers. So it's
Yeah.
talent-wise, you could be in there, but nobody's gonna like you if you're not gonna own up to stuff mistakes you make.
Yeah.
And that's just, I don't know. It rubbed me the wrong way. I wanted to get off my chest, see what you guys think.
so I didn't much watch the truck race, so I don't really have much to say about it except I agree. As in, you should have took blame for the other thing.
That's fine.
If you just mentioned that.
That's fine.
Anyway. All right, shifting to the second gear, the next gen safety.
So a lot has been discussed about, is the next gen car safe enough? Is it as safe as the last car and everything? And I think it's got some pros and cons. I think the hits are a little harder just because the car's sturdier. But that's not, it is not a great thing, but I don't think it's a bad thing because then you saw how the other car races. You barely bump somebody and the tire goes down. It doesn't make for very good racing. So you have to have a little sturdier. You have to kind of have a balance there. But I think today showed just how safe they are with Ty Dillon. I was expecting, him to be injured or something, or have a headache or fall down, catch his breath, whatever, because that was a hard hit.
Yeah.
That was a really hard hit because you whip around like that. Kurt Busch, it was the same thing last week. That's the reason he got a concussion is because of the whip around. He hits the tail and then the front, the whip around. And man, I was expecting it to be a little bit worse than it was, and they both walked out, seemed to be fine. Now, granted, it's still only like an hour or so after the race is done. We could hear something more, but it seemed like they were fine. And so I think that's a testament to the next gen and just how safe they actually are.
Yeah, judging, you gotta think he's going real slow, turning right out of nowhere. He's not braced for it, Out of nowhere, he gets slammed at 120 miles an hour.
Yeah.
That's a hard hit.
Yeah.
You're getting T-boned. That's a hard hit, and they were both. You can tell he probably got the breath knocked out of him a little bit. That was it.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, and they seem to be fine, which is great. That's awesome to see because there's just a lot more wrecks with this car. So you want to make sure it's safe.
And then AJ Allmendinger.
Yeah, and so of course, a lot has been discussed about the overheating issue. I don't know what happened to my voice there. Overheating issue. The temperature's so high, it made my voice go high. So anyway, but and NASCAR's done a lot with the slots in the windshield and everything, make sure there's air moving through the car. But it seems like if they don't have that cool suit or they run out of water or whatever, then it seems to be a pretty good issue.
Pretty much unbearable, yeah.
Yeah, and I don't know if you can really fix that. I mean, it's the same way with any car. I remember Dale Earnhardt Jr. on his podcast was talking about back in late 90s running at Gateway, and it was really hot. Mm-hmm. And that was with the old car and in the Busch Series, then Busch Series. And he said when he saw a wreck in front of him, he couldn't wait to get involved in that wreck. That way he could get out of the race. Yeah. And so, I mean, it's been an issue forever. It's not necessarily just this car. I think NASCAR has done a lot to improve it. I think there maybe could be maybe something else to happen to help them. I don't know what it would be, though. I'm not an expert on that.
Yeah, that'd be hard to...
But more than just the wrecks, the Gen car itself seems to be pretty safe when it comes to wrecks. You always get worried because you're still going over 120, 150, sometimes 200 miles an hour. You're going to wreck, you're going to get some injuries. It's just, it doesn't matter how safe the car is. You can't wrap it in bubble wrap and package peanuts and just go out there. You can't do that. Yeah. And so there's going to be some injuries. You pray that it's not any worse than that, and you go on. But the big thing is overheating. That's a weekly basis. That would be a weekly basis if they don't get something figured out there. And that causes, bad driving, and it can lead to more wrecks, and wrecks that would cause more damage too because you're already exhausted. So they need to make sure they're looking at the overheating thing, make sure that's good. Shifting into third gear here, I want to talk about these restarts. Are they good, bad, ugly, just downright embarrassing, or exciting? What is it?
Ugly / exciting. Yeah. Because it's exciting to see everybody, pan out and blah, 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 and go into the corner. But also it's ugly. Because it's just like at some point you're like, okay, come on. Like, you're just without a care, just spin whoever you can out to get some draft position. It's like, okay.
Here's my take on it. And that is just the fact that the restarts, they can be really exciting, but it also gets very frustrating when it seems like they have no respect for each other whatsoever. And that's kind of what's rubbed me the wrong way. I want it to be exciting. The thing is, I don't want it to change. Like, I don't necessarily want it to change, because it adds excitement to a otherwise that would be uneventful race, and that kind of stuff. And it's great, but at the same time, you're like, can we not make it through turn one cleanly? Yeah. Once, at least? You know what I mean? I don't know if there was one time that there wasn't a spin of some sort in the first couple corners. It was this whole race. And so
that's why I say it's exciting / ugly, because I think we're both getting at the same point, have some respect. I mean, you're literally, like I said, with no care whatsoever. Whoever I hit and spin out, whatever, I'm gaining 4 or 5 spots from it, so there you go. And it's like, okay, that's a little aggravating. But
the main thing is, I don't mind somebody outbraking the person ahead of them. What I don't like is for the 9th place person to try outbraking the leader. Yeah. And that's what everybody was doing. They weren't trying to outbrake the person in front of them. They're trying to outbrake the leader. And at some point, it's like, that's fine. I don't mind that. I love to see that they're wanting to win. I hate when drivers are like, I just finished second. Yeah. That's fine. Now, I don't like that. I want them to try to win, but at some point you have to be smart about it. You know what I mean? I don't know where the line is. I don't know if you even agree with me. Maybe you think I'm a hypocrite because I've talked about before how I actually like this kind of racing, and I want them to be more on edge, and I like a little bit more wrecks and stuff like that. And I don't know, maybe you're thinking, well, you're just a Chase Elliott fan. Chase Elliott got wrecked. No, that's not the point. I was expecting him to get wrecked, unfortunately. Yeah. I think
we all were, yeah.
I texted him before that happened and said, if we don't get wrecked, then we'll be in a good spot. And then you said, it's the wrecking part that I'm worried about. And I said, me too. I knew it was going to happen. So I was expecting it to happen. It has nothing to do with that.
Yeah. I'm not against it. I'm not telling them, okay, everybody, they need to make it stop. I'm just saying, have a little bit more respect. Yeah. Like you said, don't outbreak the leader, outbreak the guy in front of you. Then you're going to have those fun restarts. You're going to have those more chill restarts.
I want to see hard racing. But I don't want to see stupid racing. Yeah. That's basically all is what we can sum up with this. That's basically it.
There you go. All right, shifting in the fourth gear. Tyler Reddick wins again.
Yep. Wins the second race. After he's announced that he's leaving RCR,
Yep.
he continues to win for the team, which is good for him. Because
a lot of people thought he was not gonna run good anymore, and the team wasn't gonna be good anymore. So it's good to see them still have that.
Yeah,
so
I like to see that. I hope that they've kind of put away their differences, and when it comes to race time, they can just try to win a championship. It may not be the best of feelings there right now. I'm sure there's still pretty hurt feelings, but they have a tough job to do, and it's just going to be a miserable year and a half if they don't put that aside. So I'm glad to see that he won, and they can still have the competitive speed, and they're still happy about it, and the team's happy about it. So hopefully there's more to come from him. I think he's a great race car driver.
He's that type of driver I like. That's can be aggressive when he needs to be, and when he wants to be, but also wastes you clean when he needs to.
It reminds me a few years ago when Chase Elliott kept finishing second, then second, could never win his first race. Then once he finally won his first race, he won 2 more right after that. Then another 3 the next year, then 2, then 3, then 5. It keeps going. I think Tyler Reddick's going to be that way. He's finally won. I think the wins are just going to start piling on. So it's good for him.
That'll be good.
Yep. And then shifting in the fifth and final gear is the race overall. I want to talk about this as a race overall. We've seen 2 races at the road course here. Does it deserve to stay the road course, or does it go back to the oval?
Here's what I think should happen. Because I think a lot of people like the road course, and I think a lot of people like the oval. Here's what I say. Next year oval, year after that road course. Next year oval, year after that road course. Let's go back and forth, because why not have variety like that? You know what I mean?
So Roger Penske's actually brought that up and talked about. Of course, Roger Penske owns that track now. He's brought that up about doing the oval and then alternating years. I would say I'm for that. I love the road course. Let me rephrase it. I like the road course. I don't know if I love the road course, because I love the history of the Brickyard 400. I grew up watching the oval and the Brickyard 400, and for me, a boring oval race for the history-wise, winning the Brickyard 400 and seeing people so excited at that, and that being a crown jewel, I think tops people winning at the road course. I don't watch any other series besides NASCAR. I will occasionally watch the Indy 500. I watch the Indy 500 every year, but I occasionally watch IndyCar sometimes. I'll watch the Rolex 24, but other than that, that's it. So I don't. The road course, I know other series run that road course, but it doesn't have the same feel. Well, like when you win here, I don't see them as winning at Indianapolis, the historic track. I just see them winning another road course. It doesn't have the same impact, I guess I should say. And even I don't care if the race has been boring at the oval forever. It still has an impact when you win there because of the history. And so I really would like them to go back to the oval next year. And if it was me, I'd want to go to the oval every year. But because I know people like the road course and I know people like the oval, I will compromise and say we should alternate. Because it gives everybody what they want.
And so best of both worlds for everybody, and it's just as that variety throughout the year. I don't think they should go there twice. I know some people say run the oval and then run the road course later. I don't think they should do that. That ruins the whole, because nobody's going to show up. Nobody's going to show up. They'll either buy one for one or one for the other. So I think they need to alternate it. I don't think there needs to be 2 races. I agree.
The Charlotte Oval and the Charlotte Roval can do that. It works because it's in NASCAR country. But I don't think it will work with this. This is IndyCar can get away with that. NASCAR can't, I don't think. So
let's go to the percentage real quick before we end it. My percentage for the race is, I'll say 80%. Because it was a good race. It had exciting parts. Had just funny, what in the world restarts, had a lot of people spinning, a lot of just action. I'll get 80%. I think it could have been a little better, but it could have been a whole lot worse, dude. So.
This was a great race for strategy, people that love strategy. If you could follow along with strategy, it was your kind of race, and it was great, and you would rank it really high. If you don't understand strategy of NASCAR, then it could...
I did not like it at all.
kind of got boring probably for you, but at the same time, there was a lot of incidents. There's just not a lot of cautions. And so for that, I say it's I don't know, it just doesn't have the impact for me, but I'm trying to put that out of my mind and just saying the race overall for just if it was another road course race, I would probably give it a pretty good. I'd give it an 85. I'll say that. Give it 85. It was a really good road course race. Like I said, it's just the back of my mind says it doesn't feel like a Brickyard 400 race.
Yeah,
and so that kind of deducts points for me, but I'm trying not to let that happen. But if you take away all the stupidity on some of the people on the restarts and just look at it as an excitement, and see that they're trying to win, you see that aggression, I think it's actually a really good race. So I'll give it 85%. We'll go from there. Next week it's Michigan.
I'm excited about that.
Very curious how that's going to race. I've seen a lot of people think that it's going to race like a super speedway. I don't necessarily think it's going to.
Yeah, I think it'd be good
but
though.
It's going to be it's a big question mark for the teams right now. So hopefully
it's possible we might watch it together at some of our houses, so it'll be good. But I'm excited about it. Hopefully it's a good race.
Yeah, I'm really curious for it. I hope it's a good race.
I'm calling it. So next week I'm gonna make the video. I'm calling it. There'll be a new winner for this season.
Oh yeah,
that make that change playoffs.
All right, breaking news. You heard it here first. A week before it happens.
Yeah.
But anyway,
all right, subscribe, comment if you liked the video, comment if you didn't, comment if you have any ideas for us or any like feedback whatsoever, comment, and please subscribe, because a lot of people that are watching this video right now are not subscribed, so please.
I want to say this. It was a big breaking news week last week. A lot of people were watching. I just want to say thank you.
Yes.
The people, we just started this channel just a few months ago, so I'm not expecting it to grow thousands and thousands of subscribers right away. But this last week, we gained 17 subscribers. It was a big week. We had a huge peak and people watching.
Almost 3,000 views.
Yeah.
And if you look at our videos, it's not near that. So it was really nice to get that.
I really appreciate you guys watching.
A lot of comments, and we love reading the comments.
Yeah.
We love replying to them and just talking to you. Anybody that's out there watching the video.
We're just NASCAR fans. We want to talk to other NASCAR fans.
Yeah.
You know, there's not a lot of NASCAR fans in our area, really. Yeah. I mean, there is, but there's not a lot to talk to. They seem to hide. Yeah. And then when Chase Elliott comes, they all come out. I found out.
Yeah, they sound, yeah. Comment though. Feel free to comment seriously, because we enjoy reading those comments and getting back with you and everything. So.
But on that note, we'll see you next week. Oh, also, I forgot to mention Mike. So. Oh, we mentioned Mike in the beginning. We did mention Mike.
Good job, Mike.
High five, Mike. He's leaving me hanging. Wait a minute. Is Mike up there?